welcome to the first, or should we say last weekend of 2024, that it'll be the first video of 2025. We're heading to the Lake District this weekend. We've got quite a big route planned, and we're going to be basically hitting all the lanes we haven't driven in the South Lakes. So although we do plenty of tours to the lakes, there's still a lot we have never discovered. So as the title goes for this video, Lakes Undiscovered. So the route we've got planned is about 85 miles. As we say, each lane never driven before, so come pretty prepared for the unexpected. And this video will just be basically what we discover. He left here. So it'll be a weekend of adventure, lanes, recoveries, yeah.
Digging holes, cutting trees.
So first lane's coming up shortly, we hope. Straight on here, mate? No, veer off to the left. Straight over this island. And then second left.
No mud flaps on the front.
No mud flaps.
Keep in to get some Sparko rally type ones that are quite thin.
That's what I've got on the back of mine. It's going to be that way, isn't it? Considering the lakes is like known for hard, rocky routes, the first two have just been muddy ruts. Well, I didn't know what the lanes would involve, if they're going to be tight or open. So the route that we've planned, basically, we've planned the route, we've checked that they're all legal, but we don't know what the condition of the routes are, whether they're overgrown, open, any obstacles. So it's literally just go out, see what there is. The other thing that we're going to be doing is each lane that we do, we're going to update the database onto trailwise, so all comments will be up to date on every route that we've driven. So the first one was pretty open and wide, suitable for all. We're now into the second lane, and this lane is quite muddy, a little bit slippy underfoot, and it's a little bit tight. So any vehicles that you like your paint, I wouldn't recommend this one. It's an odd place for a lane to come out next to a house, isn't it? So currently on to the third lane. This is the Hilux that are in for this weekend. So yeah, currently on to the third lane. Nothing strenuous come across anything strenuous yet. And when you are outlining, just remember, always close the gates. So this lane, quite a nice little steep uphill.
Yeah.
Bit of water at the start. Big rock.
Yeah. A little bit slippery where it's damp.
Yeah, it's a bit slippery.
I'm not head down, so feel it a little bit more under the tires.
Yeah, it's a nice little lane this, and ironically it's called Green Lane.
Ionically.
Ironically. I like how it's got just like little slight small water splashes. They're not deep.
Just get your tyres wet. From
Yeah,
the
just
rock line.
yeah.
Just slide.
I shot Brad.
Yeah, we're good.
If you had a roof tent on, you know about that. There's quite a big puddle in front, but I don't think you can see it on the camera. Oh, you can.
Well, after that last one we went through, we caught a rock on the right hand side. Taking time on this one. As we've not done it before, we don't know. We don't know what's underneath the water.
No. It's a bit interesting going down.
Yeah, more interesting coming up. I always prefer coming uphill.
Yeah, I prefer coming up. I think when you're going down stuff as well, you're just bouncing down it as well. When you're coming up, it's
Well, it's just gravity downhill, isn't it? It's driving it uphill.
So coming up, you've got a bit more technical driving involved.
But this lane would work both ways. If you've got an easier group, you can go down the hill.
Yeah,
if you've got a group with a
definitely.
bit more experience and a bit more uphill. Providing their vehicles aren't too tidy, because this is a little bit scratchy through.
Yeah. Quite a lot of dead wood about as well.
Yeah.
So this lane we've just come into looks extremely tight and doesn't look like it's been driven in a four-wheel drive for quite a while. Do you want to? This is tight.
You don't want to be precious about your paintwork in here, do you?
Oh, it's very slippery.
Not a place for tall vehicles, either.
No. Not sure we're going to get through. Something fell off the truck there.
I think it's more fell on than fell off.
Seems like this is like a lane that's now only used by bikes.
Yeah, you still wouldn't want to stand up in your saddle though, would you? You would get a headache.
Oh. There's absolutely no tyre marks down here, so
No, no one's been down here for a while.
no one's been down here for a long while. Hence, undiscovered. Let's just hope we can get out the other end. I'm going to chop that off. Watch the mirror.
That was dead.
Oh,
There's the
end.
road.
There's the road. It's tight there.
Yeah, anybody spent their £700 on a nice set of clear view mirrors probably wouldn't want them in here.
Absolutely no tyre marks. So clear a bit of edge. Would you like a flower, sir? Okay, so this is the next lane we come to, but it's well overgrown. And it's all thorns and brambles. So just walk the lane, see if it's able to get through it all. And if we can, because the entrance is quite tight, but it does then open up. You can tell on the ground no one's driven this for a long while, but it is still a full legal route, so if we can get through it and clear it a bit and reopen it, that would be quite cool. It's only a short lane, but there's quite a big tree at the end. It's a lane that'll be lost if we don't do anything about it. This is quite tight. And it comes out into a woman's house. But yeah, not too sure on that one. Probably because it comes out on someone's drive. Probably best to avoid that one. Obviously the bikes are still going through. So just that last lane would have been nice to clear it, but the fact it's comes out onto someone's driveway, we've decided to give it a miss. Obviously it's going to disrupt a lot of mud onto their drive and everything else. So unfortunately that lane's quite lost at the moment. But
and the thing is, you can legally drive it.
Yeah, you can legally drive it.
Byway,
yeah.
But you have to be morally responsible as well.
Totally. So obviously you've got to respect the people that do live near them, and at the end of the day, if we start causing disrupt and upset to the residents, they're just going to put in to get the lane totally closed. So maybe worth having a chat with the landowner and see if they mind it being cleared and reopened. At the moment, bikes are still using it. You can see there's a lot of bikes going up and down there, but for 4x4s it's just way too tight at the moment. So maybe one day it's reopened, but not today. Not today.
Not by us.
So heading on to the next lane that goes through quite a large plantation, and then we're still sort of like Windermere area at the moment. So we've done most of the lanes on between Kendal and Windermere, and then we'll start making our way south. So just to interrupt this video quickly. So apart from the guided tours that we do in the UK and Europe, if you'd like to come onto one of our video trips, then head over to our website, scroll down to the bottom of the page and enter your email address, and then here we'll be sending out invites for filming days and group trips that aren't part of tours, so they're going to be a lot different to our normal guided tours and more of an unplanned adventure. So if this is something that interests you, then subscribe to the website and we'll look forward to seeing you soon. Just come across this one, and it's pretty tight. Looks like only quads have been coming through. I'll give it a bit of a walk and see what it's looking like. It's only that first tiny bit though, isn't it, after that?
Yeah, it's that first pinch.
So there's been no update on this lane for over a year, and the last people that come didn't drive it, and then 4 years ago there was another comment and they haven't driven it either, so it doesn't look like anyone's used it as a green lane for a good 4 years. So we'll see. Only the farmer seems to be using it. Obviously the ground's quite wet, so I need to think about slipping sideways. Apart from that first bit, don't look too bad. You reckon?
Yeah, it's doable. Just to not do any more damage here.
No. And it looks like the road's only there. Give it a go?
Yep. You just see what's going on with my awning here?
Yeah. Keep it coming. Looks alright. It's only light push. Yeah, alright. I'll grab the gate. Yeah, once you're through the gate you can see the road. So this lane's a bit tighter, isn't it?
A little bit. Yeah, scratching on the right, punches on the left.
Not one for paintwork fans. Very slippy as well.
Very slippy. I've had to put it in low range. Just it was still spinning in high range, full-wheel drive. It's just filling the tyres up.
Looks like it's driven a fair bit though.
Yeah, just not by cars. I mean, they've bothered to come down here and clear on the left. But left overhung on the right.
Yeah. If the right hand side was cleared, to be fair, it would actually be okay.
Have to pick your moments when you put your wipers on in case you lose them in a tree.
Into the mist.
Yeah, put the mirror back out.
Currently it's too tight to get out to film.
And we're leaning on the tree on the left. Just clear that.
Just clear. This is definitely weren't made for a Hilux.
If you're going to come down here, get your four-wheel drive from Toys R Us.
Or buy a chimney where it's actually a big branch sticking out on the road.
Oh, it even sounds painful. Oh. Yeah, it's the scratchiest lane we've been down for a while.
Yeah.
Even by today's standards. We've had some scratchy ones today.
Let's just hope we can get out.
I'm not reversing back up here. I'm stuck on that tree.
What was that?
Are we actually climbing up a tree or something there? Can you just down the window and have a look, see? On the right.
Yeah, you're locked over to the left, mate. You need to lock to right a little bit. That's it. Should clear now.
Do you want to get your head in?
Video. We're through. Okay, so this lane is extremely tight for the old Hilux. So we need to do a bit of trimming to get us through. It's a lot tighter than we expected. And now we've got these two trees in the way and we can't get through. So it looks like Murray will have to reverse up a little bit and I'll just trim it back. Can you go backwards?
Am I wheel straight?
Keep going backwards. Had to cut a load of big trees out of the way to get him through. Hopefully he can get through now. Little bit to your right. Murray, to your right.
Hey? Can't hear you.
So here we have to swap over to the phone as our other batteries have gone flat, so excuse the shaky footage. Keep coming. Turn in. So this lane was definitely more than we expected. We spent about 2 hours getting the vehicle through one 10-metre section because it was so tight. You know, trees that had grown over the lane. Stop here and have a little walk and see what's ahead. Yeah. Okay, so day 2. So last night we decided to stop in a mountain hut, purely because it was a bit foggy, and we spent a little bit longer than we wanted to looking for camp.
2 or 3 hours.
2 or 3 hours looking for a campsite. We carried on a few lanes into the dark, and then where we had planned to stay was literally just like a bog. So we went to 2 other places that we knew of, and they were just a bog. So I knew this hut, so we decided to come here. But last night, that lane, we did one lane in the dark. Well, did a few lanes in the dark.
The last one on the forestry track.
Yeah, the last one on the forest track. So we got 3/4 of the way up, come to a gate, and after the gate, it was just
Bog. It was clay and chalk mixed in, and it wasn't clay coloured. It was like a beigey colour, and it was deceiving. You just sunk into it and had no idea.
So I'd opened the gate and I said, I'll just drive forward a bit to see what it's like, and literally the front wheels sunk about a foot into the mud.
And I didn't feel it because it wasn't, you didn't drop into it.
No.
You just kind of drove in as if you were driving slightly downhill, and then it just sort of span a little bit and stopped.
Yeah, so with that bog being as it was, and it was getting on, obviously it's getting dark at 4 o'clock here, so
that must have been about 7
o'clock. So it's absolutely pitch black in the middle of nowhere,
and it was so misty you couldn't see, you couldn't have your high beam on at all, you couldn't have the spots on, and the minute you started to go downhill at all, you couldn't see. It was okay going uphill because where the lights were striking, and we couldn't see anything, so we didn't know if we could camp there. We didn't know where the walls were that were lining the trail.
So do we attempt it today?
We can have a look.
Suppose we could go up and have a look, see what it looks like. We've got a winch and things like that, so
we've got a ground anchor, there's trees around, the winch is all good.
Just depends how far we're going to sink into it.
I've got the advantage because I'm the driver, so Ant's going to be the one that's getting up to his knees in muck.
As being the driver, how do you, obviously some of the lanes that we've driven, so this route was planned, we haven't looked at what's on the route, whether they're easy, hard.
It was just picking lanes.
Yeah, just picking lanes that are legal to drive and see what's there. So the lane before that,
the 250-yard, 2.5 hour lane.
We did one lane. It was 250 yards long, roughly, and it took us 2.5 hours to get through because it was too tight for a Hilux.
It was very overgrown on one side, wall the other, and at the bottom of it, we walked down before we drove it, and it turns into a footpath.
Yeah.
Because it hasn't been used, it hasn't been open, it's completely overgrown.
For however many years.
A long time.
Well, I think the last comment on there was about 6-7 years ago.
Yeah.
So that lane now, if you're in a small vehicle, you can get through, but you're still going to get scratches.
Anything bigger than a chimney.
It'll be good for people to drive. Last audio, the memory card got full, so it got cut off a little bit short, but we had to get going. So now we've just started the first lane of the day, which is quite a steep, twisty switchback section coming up. Look at that, good start. A bit flexed out there. This way, mate. This way, mate. So, this gate looks a little bit tight. See how it goes. So after this point on day 2, we ran into mapping problems. We asked out online on Facebook and discovered that everybody else was having exactly the same problems as us, which had to unfortunately bring our weekend to an end because we couldn't literally use maps, upload, or set out to do the tasks that we had for the whole weekend. So after this, we headed home. Hope you've enjoyed this video on our Lake District adventure discovering lanes we have never been on before.